Man, after all that work with no W in this one, that was a tough game to watch. Raptors lose to the Milwaukee Bucks 115 to 105, and the Raptors were down by as much as 26 points in this game. And honestly, these guys should have had this game. They were making a huge comeback and they were fighting their asses off, but the Raptors went down early big time and just suffered the consequences of trying to come back from a big hole. And this game could have been like a 40-point blowout for the Raptors if Kyle Lowry didn't show up, because the Bucks were smashing the Raptors early. Giannis, Bledsoe, Lopez, Middleton a little bit, DiVincenzo, that guy from, Villanova, and then Sterling Brown. Like, man, it was just embarrassing to watch. The Raptors had no answer to them in the first half. Just got absolutely destroyed in the first quarter and were down by as much, I think, 19. And then they made a little bit of a fight in the second quarter. And then third quarter, the Raptors really pushed it. Siakam came alive, dropped like about 10 points in that quarter. And then Lowry, can't say anything bad about Lowry in this game. He had 17 points in that third quarter. Was an absolute beast tonight. He was the best player on the court by far. And honestly, if you put two players together, I think Lowry played better than any of the players on the Raptors. He was just by far better than anybody on the court tonight. And the Raptors really needed Lowry to show up, and Lowry really needed one more person because it was a one-man show. Pascal Siakam was just running around with foul trouble all game long. He had 10 points in that third quarter, but if you look at it, he had 6 points in the rest of the three quarters. He barely played the first, and then second quarter he barely played because he got foul trouble again. And Nick Nurse decided to not play him much in the second quarter to save his 2 fouls for the third, and then he picks it up just some bad offensive fouls and some bad early fouls on Giannis, leading some and ones. Pascal's got to do a better job of just being smarter with his fouls, just taking this the easy ones when necessary, but those are not needed early on in the game because the Raptors need Siakam on the floor, another playmaker, another threat on the offensive end, and a great option on the defensive end. But this is one of Pascal Siakam's worst games of the season, in my opinion. And then Van Vliet couldn't hit a shot, and Gasol was throwing up bricks, Ibaka throwing up bricks. If you look at the Raptors roster, other than Lowry, I think everybody shot about 25%, about 23 for like 72 or something like nonsense like that. They just couldn't hit a shot to save their lives. And Lowry was like 11 of 18, and he just carried the Raptors throughout the game. The main reasons why the Raptors won this game, in my opinion, the main reasons why the Raptors lost this game, shamelessly, in my opinion, was first off, the slow start. Raptors got down by 19 early after the first quarter. Raptors had 2 huge quarters where they did extremely well, and then 2 huge quarters where they did extremely shit. So Raptors combined for about 70-something points in 2 quarters, the second and third, and they combined for about 30 points in the first and the fourth quarter, the 2 vital quarters, the one that gets you started and the one that you end off with. Just night and day, Jekyll and Hyde with the Raptors throughout this entire game. Just didn't know how to explain it. They just were hitting shots in one quarter and just stopped hitting shots the next quarter. And honestly, the shot making was poor. Raptors were wide open. Whether it was Van Vliet, Marcus Gasol was like completely wide open. Serge Ibaka wide open. Norm Powell wide open. He made that one 3-ball off a set timeout play, which is great, but 1 for 5 or something is still not good enough. It's just a struggle all game long. Van Vliet, I didn't remember him making a field goal in like the entire game. I was just thinking, did he even make a shot the entire game? And then all of a sudden he hits like a 3 off a broken down play, and it's an offensive rebound from OG Anunoby. He hits the second 3-ball after he missed the first one. And honestly, that kind of got him going. But throughout the game, he was just making the wrong decisions. And he just didn't have any rhythm. George Hill and the rest of the Milwaukee Bucks length just had him like baffled. He really didn't know how to play. And I thought Bucks killer Norman Powell would have a better game, but he had a bad game as well. A little help from Serge Ibaka, especially on the defensive end. He missed some wide open shots on the offensive end. Marc Gasol, Marc Gasol has just been bricking all threes all game long. And honestly, the shot making was another big reason why the Raptors lost this game. That's my third reason the Raptors lost this game. And of course, my fourth reason is Pascal Siakam. Pascal Siakam's foul trouble really killed the Raptors. When he was on the court, the Raptors were net positive, and then every other starter was a net negative, because without Pascal Siakam's offensive threat and his defensive ability and his scoring, honestly, the Raptors really don't have much options on the offensive end except Kyle Lowry. Take it and shoot it. And Kyle Lowry is making some tough shots in this game, and he just had to be extra aggressive because the Raptors weren't doing much other than him. And then my fifth reason the Raptors lost this game, I gotta say, just controlling Giannis. He was like 14 for 20 in this game. The Raptors took bad fouls on him, allowed so many continuations and dunks. It was just way too easy. He was just walking in after made buckets. He just prances around the defense and lays it up. You just got to build a high wall and just get back on defense. And the Raptors didn't do a good job of doing that all game long. Offensive rebounds killed the Raptors as well, but not as much. It was just Giannis dominating in this game on the defensive end and on the offensive end. And the Raptors had no answer other than Kyle Lowry. But the Raptors bench got doubled by the Milwaukee bench. And honestly, you can't have that if you're trying to win a game of this magnitude. A great job for the Raptors to come back in this game. That's one of the bright spots. They had fight. They worked hard. And honestly, you didn't expect it to come back from 26 points, but the heart of a champion and the will and determination, they just kept chipping away, and they did a great job. Nick Nurse mixed in some weird lineups with the three big lineup with Serge Ibaka, guarding Giannis, which worked for a little bit. Then he tried some zone. Zone really helped the Raptors cut it down to single digits. He drew up tons of plays for Kyle Lowry, which really helped. But the Raptors did a bunch of things to mix it up and really tried getting back into this game. But you know what? It still didn't work down the stretch because the Raptors had some key turnovers down the stretch. Kyle Lowry missed the connection with Marc Gasol, and then Norman Powell wasn't even looking at the basketball. Just some mental breakdowns, and it was a tough loss, to say the least, after fighting so hard. The last thing I would say is the bright spot for the game is Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry has been in peak form. He had like 36 points. Was just a season high. Was just a beast out there. He was hitting threes. He was getting to the lane. He was creating. He was doing it all tonight. And he really didn't have much help to show for it. And honestly, Kyle Lowry is said to be playing the most amount of minutes in the NBA at 39 minutes. He played a whopping 38 minutes in this game. He has a great rhythm going. I see why Nick Nurse plays him a lot of minutes. And the Raptors really needed him in this game, but you got to get support from your other guys, and that was just a poor effort overall by your other Raptors tonight. The Raptors got to do a better job of helping out Kyle Lowry, because it can't be a one-man show for this team to win games this season. As a team, the Raptors are a better team than most rosters in the NBA, and that's how they're going to get to the finals if they're going to really go deep in the playoffs. Otherwise, the Raptors are now 4-2, and the Raptors have an opportunity to improve next game. I believe it's against the Kings, I think. But until next time, guys, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. Smash that like button, guys. Come on, guys. Until next time. Peace.